Yes, my people, it's your Wavy ID. Welcome back to welcome to part two of this commentated drive. I'm speaking extremely quickly because I'm trying to save time. Part one, we drove from Edinburgh Waverley to Inverkeithing. In part two, we're going to continue from Inverkeithing up towards Glenrothes and Thornton. We have a green signal, position one junction indication. Let's get the doors closed. We're 3 minutes late. How? How? Oh my goodness! Right. Forward, let's get a hill start going because we're on a 1 in 917 upward gradient, which is more or less level terrain, but we're still going to use the hill start button because I don't want to roll back and embarrass myself. Speed limit is currently 40, going down to 30 because we are taking the turnout route towards, what's the next station? Rosyth. So there's the route over there to the right going towards Aberdawa. Just cutting back on the power now. Speed limit stays at 30 for an unnecessarily long amount of time. I'm sure the track here could take it at maybe 40 or something, although it is a pretty flat bend, so there's not really any super elevation here, so I kind of understand why it's 30. Excuse me. Yeah, so we're supposed to be at Rosyth already. The timetable's just too tight. I don't like it. It's too tight. Like is this? Do the drivers drive to this timetable in real life? Because I don't understand how they do it. Anyway, speed limit is about to go up to 65 miles an hour, I believe. Although there isn't a board to tell you when that happens. So yeah, you can see on the HUD it's now changed to 65. So let's get some power in, and we've got a bit of a climb up to Rosyth station as well. Ooh, stretch. Ooh, 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 honey child. Ooh. Sorry, people. Sorry. No one's talking to you. Go away. Flipping Siri, man. Is always trying to get involved, even when I'm watching TV. Alright, let's let's not lose focus here, because Rosyth Station is not too far from here. I'm gonna shut off the power. Once again, the announcement helping me out, which I don't like. I think this underbridge coming up is a good place to get the brakes in. I'm not gonna be in brake step 2 for too long because it's an upward gradient, so I don't want to lose speed too early. We're running late enough as it is. I mean, not that late actually. We're about 2 minutes late. Stopping position is at the end of the platform, so 30 mile an hour entry speed should be alright, but maybe 25 just to be safe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how fast I was going. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, you can see how quickly we're losing speed now, because the last few stations that we stopped at were on level terrain or a downward gradient, so it's just my judgment's a bit off here. Still stopped with the stopping position, the stopping board in the window, so that's all that matters. Brake step 3, neutral, door release on the left. No, we seem to have got a bit of time back. I don't know how, but yeah, we're only a minute late now, so that is good. That is really good. We don't have a platform starter signal, but the AWS is blank, so previous signal was a green aspect. Right, let's close the doors. Lovely. Next station is Dunfermline City. can see how the 1 in 89 upward gradient, again, completely messing with our ability to accelerate. Absolutely criminal. Alright, now I believe the speed limit goes down to 50 miles an hour between here and Dunfermline City, so we do need to keep that in mind. I can't remember if we... No, we do need to brake for it. We do need to put the brakes on for that. Sorry, I was getting it confused with there's a 55 limit after Dunfermline City that you don't need to put the brakes on for, because when you're accelerating you won't reach 55 before you get to that. But the 50 limit that we're coming up on now, you'll be above 50 before you get to that, so you need to put the brakes on. Yeah, context is everything. We got a giant windmill over there on the right. You can't see it, you can just about see the bottom of it. I'm not going to go into the external view because that is unrealistic. So at this overbridge coming up, I'm gonna get the brakes in for the 50 limit. So shutting off the power now. No, we'll let gravity do its thing. We'll let gravity bring us down below 50. I'm not gonna use the brakes, just additional unnecessary wear and tear. Gravity is doing its job. Perfect. And Dunfermline City is on the other side of this right hand bend, so I can never remember where to get the brakes in, but thankfully it's on an upward gradient, so you can sort of brake as you begin to see the platform, providing that you've obviously not applied any further power from the commencement of the 50 limit, because then your speed would have rolled down to 40 mile an hour. 40 mile an hour is slow enough to drive on line of sight, more or less. So there we are, 30 mile an hour entry speed, reducing it to brake step 1. Where is the stopping position? I can never remember. No, it's at the very end. Okay, it's at the very end. Right at the very end. I don't know why it's up here. I think it could have been a bit further back, but it doesn't affect me. Stop slightly short, but who cares? Brake step 3, neutral, door release on. I wasn't meant to press that. Door release on the left. Yeah, when you press that, you have to wait for it to you have to wait for the pressing action to go through its little sequence, because if you press that and then press these before the pressing action sequence ends, then you're going to only release the doors on the front carriage, which is not something I wanted to do. We have a green signal. Getting those doors closed. Right. Next station is Dunfermline Queen Margaret. Another hill start because we are on another upward gradient. Speed limit goes up to 65 and then back down to 55, like I was saying. And this thing is honestly not trying to accelerate. I don't know if they have plans to electrify this line. I mean, it doesn't really see a lot of traffic, to be honest. I'm sure it's an hourly service, so electrifying it is probably not worth the money. It just seems so it's so slow. It's actually ridiculous how slow it is. No, we're only only at 40 miles an hour now. This is 0 to 60 in a century. The 55 limit is coming up, I believe, and Dunfermline Queen Margaret. I think the approach to that is similar to the approach to Dunfermline City. Although the stopping position is only halfway along the platform this time, so we do need to keep that in mind. There's the 55 limit that we just entered now. So it's another right hand bend that we're looking out for. So the next signal that we come up on is where I'm gonna shut the power off. So once I see that, there's the AWS magnet for it. So we'll just shut off the power from now just to be nice and safe. Should hear the announcement any second now. Aiming for a 20 mile an hour entry speed into this one.
We'll soon arrive at Dunfermline Queen Margaret.
Again, just letting our speed roll down to 40 because then we can have a nice line of sight entry into the station. You can see the platform coming up now, so straight into brake step 2. Am I going to need brake step 3? I feel like I left it a bit too late, but we'll see what brake step 2 does for us. Nope, 20 mile an hour entry speed as planned, so reducing the braking force now. Releasing. So there's the 2 carriage stopping position. The 3 carriage stopping position isn't actually marked, but it's this next lamppost along from the 2 carriage stopping position, because the lamppost afterwards is the 4 carriage stopping position. So got to use a bit of common sense, unfortunately. Oh, bit of a stop short, but who cares? Once again, brake step 3, neutral, door release on the left. Yeah, we're only a minute late. That is actually really impressive. And I'm sure we're only a minute late because I had to do the outro and the intro for the 2 parts, the 2 different parts. So yeah, we'd be on time if it wasn't for that. Very impressive indeed. Green signal, doors closed. Oh, I closed the doors too early. I'm gonna lose time now. I hate it when I do that. Alright, there we are. Next station is Cowdenbeath. Cowdenbeath, then Lochgelly, then Cardenden, and finally Glenrothes with Thornton. Can I just say, Lochgelly is a very, very nerve-wracking station to stop at because of how steep the gradient is on the approach to it, because it's a downward gradient. Lochgelly is the first downhill station after Inverkeithing, so your judgment's going to be a bit warped because you're too used to stopping at uphill stations, and then there's not really a lot of trackside landmarks to use as the braking point except for the right hand bend, so that is what I'm going to be using when stopping there. But first we need to stop at Cowdenbeath, and I need to try to remember the braking point for Cowdenbeath because it has been a while. Speed limit is 65. I don't know when it went up to 65, but it doesn't even matter because You barely get up to the speed limit when traveling between these stations. That was Dunfermline and Queen Margaret that we just passed, right? So it most likely went up to 65 just after we departed from there. Yeah, I don't think it goes up to 65 before, because it was 55 before that, right? It doesn't matter, it's gone now. Alright, Cowden beef. What is the breaking point for Cowden beef? I think it's where we've got that strange dip in the track, and then there's a bit of a left hand bend, and then another dip in the track, and then an overbridge. I think we'll soon find out. Yeah, I remember it being a bit awkward to maintain 65 because the gradient fluctuates a bit between Dunfermline and Queen Margaret and Cowden beef. So I think once we get to 60, I'm gonna start cutting back on the power a bit just to anticipate the upcoming downward gradient. That's if we can even get to 60. What is this? Come on, there we are, 60. So I'm gonna bring it down to about notch 5 of power. Like I said, just in anticipation for that downward gradient. We are losing a bit of speed, but once we get to that downward gradient, we should roll up to excuse me, wow, we should roll up to 65 with relative ease. I think it's coming on now. Yep, you can see the summit in the track, very evident there. So yeah, we're now going downhill, so we're gonna let gravity bring us up towards 65. We're still in notch 5 of power. I'm gonna start cutting back on it a bit. And then I think we're going back uphill for a bit. So this is the final left hand bend before Cowden beef, if I'm not mistaken. Gonna up the power a bit more. So yeah, at the end of this left hand bend, I'm gonna shut off the power and begin preparing to slow down for Cowden beef. This overbridge coming up is where I'm gonna get the brakes in. And then you can see we got another dip in the track. We're going downhill, and then we're going to be going uphill for the final approach into Cowden beef.
We'll soon arrive at Cowden beef. Don't forget to take your belongings with you before you leave the train.
Are we slowing down enough? I think the stopping position's at the end of the platform, so we should be alright. Actually, is it? I don't know. I actually don't know. Go for a 25-mile-an-hour entry speed, see what happens. Is that the free carriage stopping position there? Yes, it is. Come on, stop. Stop. Lovely stuff. Look at that. Unmatched. Absolutely unmatched. Okay, I spoke too soon. Way too soon. Anyway, break step. Oh, Lord. Oh, man. I am quite pleased that we're keeping to time. Really pleased about that. So we seem to be driving quite efficiently right now. And we haven't had any station overshoots, which is really pleasing. Not even any major stop mark overshoots as well. If we were going the other way, I think it would have been a different story. Yeah, driving the Glenrothes branch in the opposite direction going towards Edinburgh is not for the faint-hearted. because of the steep gradients. It's not that bad between Glenrothes and Lochgelly, but once you get between Lochgelly and Inverkeithing, it is terrifying. I'll be so honest. Speaking of Lochgelly, that is the next station. Speed limit also goes down to 35, not too far from here. We do need to keep that in mind. I'm actually doing a good job at memorizing the speed limits. This is some next level route knowledge here. I used to be so dedicated to learning routes. Like, I used to honestly just sit on my lunch breaks at work like a little saddle and just watch people driving along this, and then just literally just force myself to memorize it. I wouldn't even make notes or anything. Let's just tap on the brakes there quickly just to bring us below 35. What I'm gonna do is bring us down to 30, release the brakes, and by the time we roll up to 35, we should be clear of the 35 limit. Speed limit goes up to 40, not too far from here. Although in the other direction it is 35 the whole way through. So at the end of this right hand bend it goes up to 40. Goodness me, another stretch. Whew. Yeah, speed limit is now 40. Can see some sheep in the field over there. Yeah, that if I heard a sheep make that sound and it's within a 10-meter radius of me, I'm gonna kick it in the face, I'll be honest. Just tapping on the brakes again just to prevent us from exceeding 40. Gonna bring us down to 37 and release the brakes because speed limit goes up to, is it 60 or 65? I think it's 60. Yeah, 60. Now we're not too far from Lochgelly. This is where it gets scary. So I'm gonna give it a burst of power for about 10 seconds or so. Lochgelly is on the other side of this right hand bend. So in fact, no, shut off the power, shut off the power, shut it off, just shut it off. Alright, I'm gonna brake now. And hope for the best. That it is honestly so hard to judge the braking point for Lochgelly in the Glenrothes direction. Is that the platform coming up there? I've been pronouncing it wrong the whole time as well, so apparently it's Lochgelly. Lochgelly. Do you really think I have the capability of pronouncing it like that though? No. This is literally on the opposite end of the country from me. Literally. So, yeah, no chance. Just being nice and careful. If this was in real life, I'd probably be ice skating right through the station. I don't think I'd have any chance of stopping here. Thankfully, it's a simulator. There's the stop board there, just hidden. Come on, man, stop. Brake step 3, neutral door release on the left. I kind of like this station, I don't know why. Just the way it's nice and peaceful. And then you got the little cute bridge at the end of the platform. It's like the platform sort of extends into a bridge kind of. It's like they know that people are going to struggle to stop here, so they extended the platform a bit just in case the driver doesn't stop in time, so people can use the bridge as a platform. Cute, real cute. Anyway, let's get a move on. Next station is Cardendon. I got scared for a sec because I thought I was rolling. Even though I was rolling in the correct direction, so it's not technically classed as a rollback. But it felt strange. It felt really strange. What time is it? 2:36. Okay, cool. So at 55 miles an hour, I'm gonna shut off the power and let gravity do its thing. I feel like I was meant to shut it off at 50. I can't remember. It's been a while, like I said, but I think 55 might be alright. Cardendon station is, I can never remember the breaking point. Is it the second left hand? No, it's the second left hand bend. I remember now. So this is the first left hand bend, and then the second left hand bend is where we get the brakes in. So yeah, it should have been 50 where I shut off the power, because now we're gonna have to tap on the brakes, add an additional wear and tear to the train, which is more work for the maintenance team and more money spent on maintenance by the company. So I'm gonna get told off. That was a joke, by the way. You don't actually get told off for that. But it is good practice to cut down on the wear and tear as much as you can. Alright, so here's the second left hand bend. I'm gonna get the brakes in at the end of the left hand bend, even though I feel like it's a bit too early, but we're gonna be better safe than sorry. Gonna reduce it down to brake step 1. I think the announcement didn't work for this station, I'm sure. Oh no, it's working, it's working.
We'll soon arrive
That was
at
quite late. if I had waited for the announcement before I started braking, then yeah, there's no chance.
before you leave the train.
Just releasing the brakes momentarily, not for too long, because we are on a downward gradient. Although 1 in 224 isn't too bad, but yeah. Stopping position is at the end of the platform. Ooh. Right, brake step 3, neutral door release on the left. Oh guys, look at the time. Wow. I've actually managed to keep to the timetable. That I'm so proud of myself right now. If you guys could see my face, there's literally a fat smile on my face, because keeping to the timetable is not something that I'm normally good at. So the fact that we've actually managed to keep the time is really pleasing, really rewarding. I think I closed the doors a bit too early once again. Yep. Oh. Right, green signal, and we're away. Final station, Glenrothes with Thornton. And we got a massive section. I think I lied. I think I said that the distance between what did I say? I said the distance between Edinburgh Gateway and Dalmeny is the biggest distance between two stations. It's either between that or this stretch right here between Cardendon and Glenrothes. But obviously the difference in speed limit makes it quite difficult to determine which one is actually longer, because the speed limit on this section is a bit slower than the aforementioned one. But anyway, what I normally do here is I accelerate up to about, is it 47 that I accelerate up to, or 50? I can't remember. Is it 52? I think it's 52. I'm gonna just accelerate up to 50 because we're in no rush. I don't think it. No, it can't be 47. I think it might have been 52, but we'll just do 50. Shut off the power, and then gravity will bring us up towards 60. By the time we do get to 60 miles an hour, we'll be ready to put the brakes in for Glenrothes with Thornton. And we are scheduled to go into platform 2. I can never remember if that's the platform, if that's the platform that requires the crossover, or if it's just the straight shot into the platform. I always forget. I think it's the crossover platform. And then it's a bit weird at Glenrothes with Thornton because you have to do this shunt. I'm probably not going to do that in the video, but you have to do this weird sort of shunt to the northern side of the station. And then this, I think it's because of the way the signal blocks work or something. It's just so strange. It would be kind of cool if they had like a circular service that ran on this route, like a service that just went round and round between Glenrothes and um it went from Glenrothes and then went round to Kirkcaldy and then back down to Aberdour and then up to Dalmeny and all of that. But not Dalmeny, Rosyth and all of that. But I don't think the demand for that is high enough. I feel like this is a very sparsely populated area of the country. It's not like London, so yeah, I feel like that's why they've only got this little boring hourly service with the slow diesel train running on it, non-electrified. How long have we been recording for? 33 minutes. Okay. So if you guys just heard my belly there, yeah, you can see we're very slowly going up towards 60 miles an hour. Not too far from the breaking point for Glenrothes station, so yeah, I feel like 52 is the correct speed that I should have accelerated up to, but not a big difference. I find it funny how silent it is. It is quite awkward. Some more sheep over there. Oh my gosh, man. Oh, right. Oh, the breaking point. I can't remember where it is. Ooh, I'm actually shook. I'm gonna get the brakes in now. I think we should be braking by now. Those loops over there that we just passed, the loops to the left, that is a good sign that you're getting closer to Glenrothes. Yeah, you can see we got the single yellow signal coming up. And Glenrothes station is just at that overbridge that we can see coming up. Jumped on the brakes a bit too early, but it is a terminus station. Well, it's not actually a terminus station, there's no buffer stops, but we've obviously got the single yellow signal, so we need to assume that there's a red signal ahead. So a slower than normal entry speed isn't out of the ordinary for this sort of situation. And we didn't have the junction indication on the signal, so we're not taking the 15 mph crossover. We're having a straight shot entry into the station. So platform 2 is this platform here. I thought platform 2 was over there, but I guess not. Nice 15 mph entry speed. Very, actually it's not too steep downwards into here, but still just want to be nice and safe. Where's the stopping position? Okay, it's a bit further along. It's a lot further along. Okay. I thought it was a bit further back, but I guess not. Station looks a bit haunted. Why is everyone just standing still like that? Looking like one thriller video. There we are, perfect. And that is us complete. Brake step 3, neutral, DRA set, because we passed a single yellow signal and we're leaving the cab anyway. Or are we actually? No, I think we need to do that shunt, that weird little shunt. Well, actually we're not doing that, so we can set the DRA because we will be leaving the cab. Right, brake step 3, neutral, DRA, doors open, tail lights on, oops, tail lights on, headlights off. Reverser to off, master key removed, safety systems off, DST isolate, AWS isolate, vigilance isolate. Yeah, it's telling us to lock the doors because it wants to commence a new service to go and do the shunt, but we're not going to do the shunt. I can't be bothered. Right. Is that everything? I feel like I missed something out, but who cares? Right, that, my people, concludes this commentated drive. I'd like to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. Constructive feedback and criticism is more than welcome in the comment section below and is highly appreciated. Wait, how long were we driving for? Because that, when did we leave Edinburgh Waverley? We left at like 1:40 or something. 1:37 I think it was. So we were driving for an hour and 20 minutes. Wow. Anyway, constructive feedback and criticism is more than welcome in the comment section below and is highly appreciated. If you'd like to further support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing. I will catch you guys in the next one, and I don't know when that will be. Hopefully they hurry up and release this Leavenworth branch DLC so I can have a bit of fun on that. But yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Love.